Tommy Bahama. Feels like I'm in a Tommy Bahama store.
Second floor. Third floor. Fourth floor.
Oh, good Lord.
Fifth floor. Sixth floor. Seventh floor. Eighth floor.
That sounds like that annoying H Express voice. Can hardly have conversations in those things. Hallway's really nicely appointed. But yeah, we got these two rooms right here. But me and my cousin are staying in this room. So, how about we'll go right in and I'll give you guys a room tour. All right, hello everybody. We are here at the Jupiter Beach Resort and Spa here in Jupiter, Florida. I gotta say, pretty nice looking place. I actually like the color scheme of the hallway too. But today, we're gonna take a tour of room 806. And I don't have a key card on me to get in this place. I actually have this little guy right here. It's actually a little band that you tap on the door and you enter the room. You know, it's actually kind of unique. At first, I was not really huge with this because I'm not really a band type of guy. I actually usually hate those one-use type bands. But this thing is actually removable. You can actually take it on and off whenever you please. You can even see it's a little elastic wrap. Well, not even elastic, but it's some kind of material that you can easily just take on and off. So it's not like once you have it on, you're committed to having it on for the entirety of your stay, which is really nice. I like that. But anyway, let's start the tour. Of course, security features. You got this little electronic deadbolt thing that a lot of hotels have seen to be using. This little latch lock that people have also been getting away with. Well, not get away with, but they've been installing. And a little peephole with a cover so you can see out to the hallway. And a clearly readable fire map. You can kind of see it's basically an I-shaped property. Elevators in the middle. That's a service car right there. And it looks like, yeah, and you have rooms on both sides. You know, the hotel layout is actually pretty easy to maneuver. But, yeah, so far, so good. And I gotta say, before we continue with the rest of this, minus a couple of things in the bathroom, this is actually a very well-appointed room. I've actually been very impressed with this place so far. And we will show you why that's the case. First of all, I mean, at least in this room, not every room has this, because we also have next room downstairs. I'm here with family, and they have another room that has a couple of deviations, but I'll be sure to point that out throughout the video, but we'll mainly focus on this one. But I like the fact that for the closet, you have a little curtain. And in this closet, it's very well nice and organized. You have these normal hangers that my cousin's using to hang some stuff. Get a couple of bathrobes here also that seem perfectly adequate. And you also even have an ironing board in the back also. And I don't know why, maybe this is an extra pillow, because I was looking at this, there's no pull-out sofa in here or anything, so I'm actually a little shocked to see this, but maybe this could be an extra pillow. I don't know, I haven't really gone through this thing so much, but I'm guessing that's what it is. But anyway, if you don't want this in view, just put the curtain over, and the thing is protected. So let's move right next to it. We got glasses right here. You know, normal glass cups. Very, very nice. And they also got this, they got the iron here for the ironing board. Oh, look at that. It's one of those plugs that actually retracts back. It's actually kind of nice. Helps with cord management. And they also give you complimentary bundles of water, I think. Yeah, these they don't charge for. They do charge for the Fiji water, but we'll get over there in a second. And of course, you got your single cup coffee maker too. Very nice and clean. Oh, it automatically turned on. Nope, I'm not making coffee right now. We're okay. They give you a nice little selection of in-room coffee here as well. They give you the cups for it too. The to-go cups. So if you wanted to get a little something in take it on the go with you, you can. You don't have to worry about anything that's glass. And we got a hotel safe, which is in use right now. I'm not going to show my code because it's probably a code I'll be using quite a bit. But unlike Staybridge, this safe actually does work. And I'm able to even fit my laptop and my laptop case in here, which I do appreciate. And you also got your little mini fridge down here, which usually in a place like this, they would charge you to use if you take anything out. But this thing is free to use. It's missing the knob over here, which is a minor thing, but it does work. Like, you do feel it. It is nice and cold. So, no complaints there. Oh, micro fridge, safe plug. I don't know if I've heard of that brand before. But yeah, everything is very well appointed over here. But now we'll turn our attention to the bathroom. We'll get some light on in here. And you could see how very well appointed this place is. I will say the one thing that's a little bit questionable, as nice as this translucent door is, why? The one thing about having something like this in a bathroom is you barely have any privacy walking in here so when people are here. So I'm staying with my cousin in this room, who is out right now, which is how I'm able to do this so easily. But even when you close the door, you know, you're sitting at the toilet, someone can almost look right in and see you taking a you-know-what in the toilet. A little bit of an oversight, but I mean, overall, the door is cool. You know, the knob works really well. Lock and unlock works really well, so it's functional. But yeah, it's very well appointed. Actually, you know, a lot of stuff is very high end. I mean, you know, for a property like this, it is to be expected. You know, we got little, what is this, a shower cap? I don't know what this is. Oh, I know that's a shower cap right now. Well, what is this then? Shoe gant? Oh, maybe this is something for shoes. Because, you know, this is Florida, so a lot of polished people do end up at this hotel. And looks like they restocked on towels. That's nice. The room was probably just made up within the last couple hours, so this is a mid-stay cleaning. So yeah, they gave us nice fresh towels. Put this down for a second. And the vanity is really nice too. I really like this this color choice that they used. Fixtures seem to be really nice. You know, you got your bar of soap, plenty of room to store your things. The toilet's also really nice. This vanity though is actually very interesting. You know, you look at this at first and you're like, wait a minute, when this supposed to open? This thing actually doesn't open. This is you can clearly see though that it is made to do that, but I guess they have the sealed off from other guests. So what you're really supposed to do to actually get in this is undo this guy right here. I can't imagine why they wouldn't let you store stuff down there, but I guess it's also to prevent people from having to mess with the piping or anything like that. They also give you this map by default too, which is really nice. It's already set when you first come in. You know, also same with this thing too. You'd think this would be a cabinet, but it actually does dress up the bathroom pretty nice. You know, another thing I actually forgot to mention before we move on, this thing's also a little loose also. So, again, not a huge deal, but they could definitely stand to re-glue this at some point. Now we get to the shower. And this shower is really nice. The only thing that we've noticed with this thing, I should probably take my flip-flop off for a second. The one thing we have noticed, I mean, my cousin actually used to work in construction and he pointed this out to me. The one issue that we do have is that these tiles weren't necessarily cut exactly properly. I mean, we haven't hurt ourselves on this or anything. You know, I mean, thankfully it's by the drain. I don't put my foot here all the time. But, you know, if you happen to, by happenstance, you know, since this is not cut properly, you could do something with your foot on this if you're not careful. So I would say definitely that's something they should probably look into and address at some point, because yeah, you obviously don't want people getting hurt while they're showering. But of course, you know, they give you everything in the soap dish. You know, you got these high class, you know, little amenities, and you know, the shampoo, conditioner, the shower gel, which is basically body wash. You know, and pressure actually seems to be really nice. The one thing is, though, with the wand, you can only use these one at a time. You can't use these both at once like you can in some places. So you kind of have to choose between one or the other. Prefer to be able to use both, but you know, it's fine. You know, usually you'd be mainly using the main one anyway. Oh yeah, you can also even see that some of this is even pitched correctly. So they're also going to have to correct the pitch on this a little bit too, just so the water can drain. But minus those two things, the shower is pretty nice. And honestly, this isn't necessarily something that would make me turn this down. You know, it's a couple things. It's definitely things that they should address in the future, but it's not something that's going to make me be like, I'm turning this room down. As you guys know, I've turned down way worse rooms in my lifetime. Which, by the way, if you want to see what I'm talking about, go check out that video. Actually, it should be up pretty soon. But anyway, now you really hit the main attraction in this room. And I really like how this room is appointed. It's actually very, very high class the way they have this done. I love how they have the moldings that go throughout the ceiling like this. Like, you could see they paid attention to every little detail in here. You know, it's also got the joining rooms, which was locked before our stay, which was nice. Drawers slide really well. We're not really using these right now. We're mainly living out of the suitcases. But, you know, which I could kind of see why some hotels are moving away from this. But it's actually nice that they kept this because it actually dresses up the room a little bit. And yeah, there's the Fiji water I'm talking about. But they even give you this little turtle plushie, which is, this guy's cute. Look at him. He's cute. He's $23. So if you walk out with him, they're going to charge you for it. So you do have to buy this guy. I mean, he's not necessarily complimentary, but the reason why they have this is because this hotel is actually in a turtle sanctuary, which is interesting. I mean, granted, it is October 30th, despite how the weather looks, but for Florida, it's still kind of almost summer in a way. So around up until like March till October is basically turtle nesting season. So this is a big turtle sanctuary area here in Jupiter. But anyway, you got a nice LG. You got a nice Samsung flat screen TV, which, in my opinion, makes the best TVs. They last a long time and they're great. So, very nice. And now we get to a functional bed, unlike Staybridge. So, Wesley's probably going to be laughing his ass off watching this. But, I think I have one little stain on the thing, but okay, that's probably permanent. But they got nice all-white bed linens that seem very clean. Well, granted, these are probably the same sheets that I slept on last night. They probably just made it up because, again, this is a mid-state cleaning. The pillows were really nice, you know, not lumpy. They offer a lot of support. Let's take a look over here. Oh, wow, look at that. The mattress is even blue. Even vents. Yeah, and even the mattress looks clean. Look at this. Bedding seems a little bit impossible to take apart, though, just because of this angle, but yeah, no significant issues with the bed at all. Unlike the last hotel I was at. I mean, and I would expect that, though, with a place like this, because, you know, there is a high standard for a spot like this. But this is actually clean, including the mattress. So, well done, Jupiter Beach Resort. I'm glad I actually have a bed that I could sleep in tonight. Not that you haven't provided that to me before, but it's happy to have. Oh, yeah, and we have this little throw pillow, too, that they usually would keep up. But I left it over here, you know, because I didn't want to throw it on the floor. I wanted to leave it over here, and the suitcase was supporting it. Which we even have these little suitcase supports here also. Interestingly enough, though, we have two. The room next to us has one. I know that because that's where my mom and my two aunts are right now. But yeah, we get two in this room. I don't know. I guess depending on the rooms, they try to change it up a little bit. But it's nice that me and my cousin, we both have one that we could put on. We got an iHome alarm clock set up, which this is nice that it has the wireless charger. I actually used that last night, and it was very, very useful. These napkins were from a restaurant. I bought these back because, I mean, well, minus that one little stain, they were clean. And I don't like wasting napkins. There's your hotel phone right here also. And it also gives you instructions on how to use it. Jupiter Beach Resort and Spa. But yeah, it's a very well appointed room. I even like this little light too. It almost looks like a cherry light or something. Or almost like the shape of a subway globe, except minus it doesn't have the thing in the middle. But also I was just at the pop-up shop too, so maybe that's why I'm saying that. Got a little table over here, I guess a little desk, kind of, sort of. But it has 2 chairs, so you can have 2 people here. Lights work really well. You got more additional charging also for your devices. Chairs are in really nice shape. And then lastly, we will get to the view. First of all, these curtains slide really well. So you have the blackout ones that you can use to block out additional light. And of course you just have these if you still want light, but also privacy. But they all work really well. So now to unlock this, just unlatch these 2 things. And you pull this right open. Oh yeah, see? It's October 30th today, so it's actually just to be ending tomorrow, but who knows? It honestly could have ended a little earlier, but we'll step out here for a second. But yeah, the view is basically just looking out on some of the other properties and the parking lot. But it's very pretty though. Yeah, it's not facing the beach necessarily, but it is a little pretty view. Looks like they're doing some landscaping over there. Oh yeah, and you can see that lighthouse also in the distance too, which that's actually really cool to see at night. You can kind of see the light go back and forth. But yeah, it's very quiet, and it's actually not a bad view to look out on at all, even though it's not facing the water necessarily. You know, this parking lot though is a little goofy though. I know it has nothing to do with the room, but I don't know who in their right mind decided, oh yeah, we'll put a parking spot right on this angle where you could barely fit. You see how this Acura TLX had to move up a little bit further for the Civic to fit. And even then, he's on an angle. So, I don't know what they were thinking in terms of that, but that's not necessarily a complaint or anything on this end. It's just interesting. It's weird. And you can see the path to the hotel entrance this way. So, yeah. Get this thing open. You do have to put a little force on this thing, but it's not worn out. It's just a big door. Oh yeah, and also you have your digital thermostat right here for the AC. I have it set up right now because we had the door open to let some fresh air in because it's only 73 degrees today, if not a little less. But we do have fan options also, which is nice because we ran the constant fan yesterday and it was nice to drown out any additional noise. So honestly, minus a couple things that I did point out in the bathroom especially, you know, this place is basically receiving a 5-star review from me. It's really well done. It's very clean, you know, definitely safe. And you get a lot of things for the money. Definitely is more on the pricey side because it is Florida, but honestly, it's a very nice place to be. You know, even some people have even been saying, you know, we've stayed here before and we come here because this is the best spot in the area. And I could see why. They do such a fine job. You know, we've had a great stay here so far. So, I would say if you're looking for any place in Jupiter Beach Resort and Spa, I definitely would say is your place. Especially if you're willing to spend a little bit extra money and be by the pool and the beach. So, yeah, definitely. I would say 100% recommend. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this little hotel review. And that will be it.